Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now.
Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are covering the second round of the 2014 NHL playoffs right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. We're discussing the very interesting, awesome, very much anticipated Boston-Montreal series. We just got finished discussing the series price, which Joe had a lot of interesting things to tell us about. Now we're going to take a look at the Game 1 lines. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. I love doing every call with you. Give a quick plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. Brag a little about how you've done recently at your site.
Yeah, well, not just in hockey. You know, it's a long summer for a lot of gamblers, but going back to 1988, I've been the master of the underdog and the small favorite in Major League Baseball. We've got some specific reasons for that. If you want to email me at the site, I'll send you some information as to why we do well in baseball, but be with us all baseball season long at OffshoreInsiders.com.
Okay, Joe Duffy, we discussed the series prices here, and you gave the opinion you thought there was a little bit of value maybe with Montreal to win the series, but that your best bet would be Boston to win in 6, and we pretty much agreed that Boston has a small but substantial edge in basically all areas of the game: offense, defense, special teams, and in goal. The Game 1 lines, Boston is at home. Of course, they're a pretty substantial favorite, minus 175. On the other side, Montreal is plus 161. Those are the current odds at Pinnacle. The total is 5, slightly juiced to the under. The under is minus 115. Over is plus 106. And then the buck line, a little bit interesting. Boston minus 1.5 is plus 169. What's your opinion on any of those lines?
Now, despite the low total, I do like the under here, and for a couple reasons. As we said, both of these teams go 4 lines deep, and what that means is, of course, when you get to the third and fourth lines, they're usually more so the so-called checking lines. It also means that the front line scores, they're going to be pretty well rested, which makes them a little bit less vulnerable to giving up sloppy goals. Both of these goaltenders are very good goaltenders. You know, Tuukka Rask, he's as good as it gets as far as postseason resume is concerned of any goalie in the league. Price, one of the better up-and-coming goaltenders. We saw he played extremely well in the Olympics, and that's a big test for somebody. I mean, you know, I know in the case of Henrik Lundqvist, he has a good Olympic resume, a good regular season resume, and he hasn't necessarily done it in the postseason. But both of these goalies have pretty impressive resumes, and you know, we talk about the rest. Well, Boston has those 3 physical defensemen led by Chara. Of course, Miller's very physical as well. And I think that the rest is going to be able to benefit Boston's physical defense. Well, they'll be able to put in some more minutes. So the best play for Game 1 would be the under.
What's your take on the side if you had to make a bet here? Your best play, we know, is your pick on this one is the under 5 at minus 115. But for anyone who's thinking about betting this side, maybe they're looking at Boston, thinking they're going to have a big edge at home, minus 175. If you had to make a play on a side here, either on the puck line or on the money line, what would you take?
Now, I would do the puck line Boston because I think that Boston's really going to come out figuring that they have to make a statement, knowing that Montreal has done very well in the series. And although, admittedly, there have been quite a few close games in the first round of the playoffs with a bunch of comeback wins, still, I alluded to it before, you know, Patrick Waugh, where he's changed the game a little bit, where all coaches are pulling the goaltender a little bit earlier than they have in the past. They're now pulling the goalie with about 2 minutes remaining, which I think is smart because, you know, you got to do the high risk, high return, but that also leaves teams more vulnerable to the empty net goal. So laying the goal and a half in the playoffs really doesn't bother me as much as it would have been in previous years because that opportunity is there. But I do think that Boston wants to, the one advantage that Montreal has is they've done pretty well in the series. Not enough for me to say that Montreal is going to win, but I think enough to make sure that Boston is ready to make a statement early.
All right. Awesome insights. As always, Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. His favorite play in Game 1, Boston and Montreal, is the under 5, currently at minus 115. Thanks so much, Joe.